And we welcome you to another episode of Hurry Hard, the Manitoba Curling Show here on Shaw TV. I'm Kevin Hirschfield. Today we're coming to you from the West Kildonan Curling Club, where the inductees into the 2017 Manitoba Curling Hall of Fame were announced. That's going to be a major part of the show. We're going to talk to a few of those inductees as well. Matt Wozniak, the second on the Manitoba Men's Provincial Championship team. Mike McEwen will join us a little bit later, and we'll learn about the hottest game in town, Croak a Curl at the Forks. But first, let's learn a little bit more about the West Kildonan Curling Club. The West Kildonan Curling Club has been active for close to 100 years in Winnipeg.
Founded in 1919. This building we're standing here right now was renovated. Tore down the old wooden shed and put up this steel structure in 1993.
Notable teams out of the West K include the 1961 Manitoba Men's Champions, skipped by John David Lyon, and several Manitoba Junior Champion teams, skipped by Travis Bale, Kyle Deering, and Matt Dunstone, whose 2013 squad went on to win the Canadian Junior title. And while they've had competitive success, West K is the place where fun is still number one. A perfect example of that is this senior group, who curls twice a week.
The club is the West Kildonan Seniors Recreation Club. We have curling in the winter and lawn bowling and golf in the summer. We've got about 140 members, but that varies with time, 80 of them curlers.
We're organized in such a way that everybody gets to know everybody, because the teams are drawn 4 times a year. After each round, we have another draw, and you meet, so you get to know everybody here very quickly, and lots of friends are made.
Like, I think there are people that like dances and that type of thing, but there are also people that like athletic activity, and I think most of us in this group anyway are the kind of people that like to be out during the day with their friends and enjoying just a little activity.
This club, more than others, represents what I would say would be community spirit. Love the game, love to socialize, just love to have fun. As we say, where fun is still number one. We need a place to have fun, and I think this is not a bad place to drop down.
And it was at the West Kildonan Curling Club where the Manitoba Curling Hall of Fame and Museum announced its 2017 inductees. Here's a look at the group. Linda Van Dale from Brandon is the lone individual inducted as a curler this year. She's a 6-time Manitoba champion, winning 3 provincial senior titles and 3 provincial masters titles. 2 builders go in, Alex Mowat, a longtime coach and 2-time CCA Curling Instructor of the Year, and June McTavish, founder of the Bidawee Mixed Curling League, which developed many curlers into provincial and national champions. And 3 teams inducted: the Dr. Bill McTavish squad that won the 1973 Manitoba and Canadian senior titles, Team Hugh McFadden, who won the 1986 Manitoba and Canadian junior titles, and Team Braden Calvert, winners of the 2014 Manitoba, Canadian, and World Junior Championships. Well, one of the builders going into the Manitoba Curling Hall of Fame this year is Alex Mowat, and he joins us now. Alex, such a long, great career in curling, a lot of coaching that you did as well. When did you first get started in coaching? What got you into coaching?
Being asked by the executive at Elmwood Curling Club to take over the junior program, and that got me started, and I enjoyed it very much. Spending time with the young people, teaching them the game, and it just evolved from there.
So what was maybe one thing about coaching? You coached all these years. What was it that kept you coming out coaching? What was it that you really enjoyed about it the most?
Just being with the young kids, young people, and knowing that they wanted to learn and were wanting to work hard at getting better and setting goals for themselves, and yeah.
So many roles that you've served over the years, so many teams you've coached, awards you've won. Is there 1 or 2 awards that you think back to that you kind of really think fondly of?
I don't know about one fondly or not, but I always hoped for the kids to do well and give it 100% whenever they go out on the ice. And there was some moments when I was satisfied that they had done well, and certainly Caitlin and Reed are at the top of the list. They've done very well for themselves, and I'm not taking a whole lot of credit because they've got better qualified coaches than I could ever have given them, and but they've done really well. And I watched the television on the weekend and the men's playdowns and the women's playdowns 2 weeks ago in the Scotty. This province is in great shape with some of the very brightest young competitive curlers that we have, and we're going to do well as long as we keep enticing the kids to come to curl and play well.
Yeah. You mentioned Reed and Caitlin, two of the notable names that you coached. When you coached them, did you know that they had big things destined for them? Did you see it when you were kind of coaching them?
Yeah. They were. They just had that little extra, and Reed and McEwen had played extremely well on the weekend, and it came down to the battle of the giants, and either one of them could have walked away with that, and McEwen did well, and he'll do well at the Brier. I think we're very fortunate that we're going to be sending a very, very good representative at the Brier, and even at the Scotties, so it looks very good.
We see all sorts of new technology equipment being unveiled. How do you think coaching in curling has changed maybe over the years? Like if you were to do it now, what would maybe be different about 30, 40 years ago?
I guess the volunteer base. You get a lot of good parents that come out. They'll take the level 1 or level 2 course just to help out with the junior programs at the clubs, and to know what they're imparting to the kids is the right way to do things. And so it takes a little bit of practice and a little bit of time, but these kids set their goals, and they watch all their stars on TV just like any other sport, and they do very well with it. And hopefully we'll continue to keep growing and expanding.
All right. Well, congrats on the honor today, Alec, and thank you so much for the time.
Thank you.
All right. We'll be back with more after this.